Swag deficit. Breaking couples up all across the world.
Thanks, Moss. Tune in for NBA action tonight. Hawks and Magic. Presented by Indeed. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. 9 in a row for the Hawks. Please win tonight against the Magic, because I need that as a Heat fan. Any recent examples of swag deficit or breaking
NFL?
people up? Breaking people up? Yeah, breaking teams up, breaking relationships up.
Swag deficit in the NFL. Let me think about that and get back to you.
Define swag deficit again, just for those who are unaware of me.
Where someone, if it's two parties or a quarterback in the locker room, one party is infinitely cooler and has way more swag.
Yeah.
And the other party identifies that and feels a way about it.
So since the Oscars are fresh top of mind, Zendaya just got married to Tom Holland, Spider-Man. Is there a swag deficit there?
So I'm not familiar with his work, but I just assume that everyone has a swag deficit when it comes to Zendaya.
That's why I'm asking the question.
Although I would say that about Rihanna, but ASAP matches her swag.
You can't say that about ASAP. ASAP got a lot of swag.
That's what I'm saying. He matches her swag. So maybe I don't really know Tom Holland. I don't know anything he's been in. I don't know Spider-Man. But I've never seen it. So I can't speak to his swag. But here's what I'll say. If you pull Zendaya, you obviously have a lot of swag.
Okay.
You cannot be absent of swag if you are with Zendaya.
Okay.
Right?
Plus, he's British, and they just get some automatically.
That's true.
Is it the accent, Pat?
Yeah, the accent.
The accent works.
That could be it.
British and Spider-Man? Come on.
What about...
Who can say no?
You want to talk about elite levels of swag? Did you see what Michael B. Jordan did after he won last night, where he went?
No, where?
Okay, so everybody's going to these Vanity Fair parties, which maybe he did go to. I don't know. But videos all over. He went to In-N-Out with the Oscar. Literally,
very cool.
It's lined up at In-N-Out with the Oscar, which is he's just oh God, he's one of the easiest guys to root for. I got to tell you, he's
Love that
awesome.
he brought his mama and his daddy there too. That was pretty cool.
Most accomplished man named Michael Jordan in the history of the world.
Whoa!
Did you see the tweet? There was a hysterical tweet. I was dying from this. Let me just make sure I have it proper. I think it was Josiah. Yeah, Josiah Johnson, who's brilliant on social. He said, "Well, we got to find a LeBron B. Jordan." LeBron B. James, excuse me, LeBron B. Jordan. LeBron B. James got to win an Oscar.
It is, but I'm signing him to a scholarship.
No, he tweeted it. Oh, God, if I would have gotten that right.
Jordan?
LeBron B. James got to win an Oscar now. Brilliant. King Josiah 54. Brilliant last night. All right, I said that a team walked themselves.
LeBron V. Jordan?
LeBron V. Jordan.
Like if your last name.
Very
LeBron
good
V.
name.
Wow. Yeah, LeBron V.
Like
Jordan.
LeBron Victor Jordan or something like that?
Yeah.
And then you just, that's
LeBron
interesting.
V. Jordan.
If your last name is
Everyone
Jordan.
would like it because LeBron's name would be first in that scenario.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do? Jordan?
Michael James is not that interesting.
Yeah.
That's just a normal name.
Michael James.
Anyway.
Shout out to him.
So, your former college teammate, Ian Cunningham, CC, is now the general manager of the Atlanta Falcons. And he met with the media over the weekend and had this to say about them bringing in Tua to compete with Michael Penix Jr.
Kevin mentioned this in February. We're not in the business of really handing out starting positions in February, and in March the same, right? For Tua coming in here, he knows he's coming in to compete, just like Michael knows that he's coming in to compete, and everybody, quite frankly, not just those two at the quarterback position, but everybody's coming in to compete. There's no starters right now, and we're excited to have Tua, but we're excited to have all the players that we were able to get this free agent class.
Now, a reminder, Cunningham is in his first few months as the general manager. He did not draft Michael Penix Jr., right? We don't know, at least publicly, I don't know his feelings about Penix Jr. as to whether or not, if he was the GM at the time, whether or not he would have drafted them. Quarterback controversy, quarterback competition, and what does this tell you about Michael Penix Jr. here, guys?
That he got work to do? Because this is somebody that's an experienced quarterback. He's led a team to the postseason not once but twice. He's led the league in passing. He's led the league in completion percentage. And the knock on him in the past has been his injury history. In 2 of the last 3 years, he hasn't missed a game due to injury. So, yeah, I mean, Michael Penix came into the league with some questions around the medical. And if he can't recover in short order, then all of a sudden you leave the door ajar for Tua to take control of an Atlanta Falcons offense that is loaded with weapons and that would have the best offensive line in front of him that he's ever played with.
Or is this a way for the Falcons to frame it to say it's an open competition, but in reality, they just want to give Michael Penix Jr. more time to get healthy and Tua's the placeholder until he's there? Now, maybe.
So it's dangling the carrot for Tua so he can go through the offseason and make sure that everybody can get the work that they need.
Yes.
And then when Penix is healthy, snatch it from Tua and give it to Penix?
Well, think about this. It's actually kind of best case scenario for them. You give Michael Penix Jr. more time to be healthy. He doesn't feel rushed. Tua is there. And what if Tua is a better fit in Kevin Stefanski's offense? And then you have somebody in the immediacy there, and you can still worry about Michael Penix Jr. down the road. Because one thing we know about Tua, and it's funny that we're talking about Michael Penix's history injury and saying that's a negative in a conversation about Tua. But one thing we know about Tua is that he's incredibly accurate. There are limitations there, and Michael Penix Jr. and Tua, while both being left-handed, have different strength sets. But maybe Tua is a placeholder for Michael Penix Jr. and they don't have to rush him. Or maybe when they put him in there, or if he wins the starting competition, they realize that in this particular offense, he's a fit and they will roll with him until it goes left, or maybe it doesn't go left. I actually think it's not a bad place for Atlanta to be right now.
What's the place that they're in, though? That's what I'm confused about.
Well, right now, do you think either one of these guys is a long-term answer for them?
Doesn't seem. If Ian Cunningham is saying upon arrival, this is a quarterback competition, then no, they're not in a good place for the future.
Right. But you kind of have nothing to lose when it comes to Tua. You got him at such an inexpensive cost.
Apparently, you got your job to lose. He had already got one general manager, 2 head coaches fired.
Well, I would think.
Go ahead.
I would think in this particular set of circumstances, in year one, hopefully that's not a problem for Ian Cunningham. But you got him for nothing. You got him for nothing. The expectations are not high for him. So if you get any sort of productive output from him, that's a win. And if Michael Penix Jr. gets more time to get healthy, more time to sit, if you don't necessarily know what you have from him and he doesn't feel rushed, that's not a bad place for you to be.
So what's crazy about this is there is a chance that not one but 2 quarterbacks will have not worked out with the Atlanta Falcons when they brought in Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. And in addition, if you feel like Tua's not going to work out, there has been maybe not a player in the NFL at the quarterback position that has had more weapons over the course of a 5-year period than Tua. And he still wouldn't work out, potentially. Like, think about the weapons he would have in Atlanta and think about the weapons in his prime that he would have that he had in Miami. And I'm still not confident he's going to work out. I think CeCe's been saying this is a sneaky tank team. And I think you're onto something. I don't think they're intentionally doing that, but could they get themselves to that place at some point? Possibly. Upon further review, next.